Alright, so here I am watching my live milling go down, and it's pretty cool. You can watch the Z depth go up and down. It's, probably only a few frames a second. It's definitely not as fast as it is on the shop computer, but still works, and that's cool. And so I'd like to just now take the time to show you what it looks like in easel. If you wanted a viewer, that's the depth kind of thing, and a little bit of the surface contour. You can look at all this in Touchdesigner. This is just proving that it is usable G-code as we wait for it to cut, which it's cutting right there. So it's going to be rough right now, but the finishing path will make it look nice, I'm hoping. And yeah, so get to it. Get to making some stuff on the CNC with Touchdesigner, customized, personalized networks for whatever kind of cut you're doing. And please share with me all the cool different subprograms that you make to cut with, because I'm right interested to try them. It's a lot of work, a lot of fun. Get in there. Just, you can look at that for your pleasure. It's pretty fun. $1 webcam from the dollar store. Thank you, China. Okay, so if you guys are interested, and we do get forward with this, let's talk about it here in the Touchdesigner forum. My name is WannaJH, and you can send me a message on here. That's a good way to do it. I can hook you up with the files or whatever. There already is a short discussion about G-code on the Touchdesigner thing, and it's kind of the history of some of the history of this project, a little bit, not really much. Most of it's been just everyone's been keeping to themselves, but people are thinking about it, and there's CNC for Touchdesigner. And for you Touchdesigner users, and you want to learn more about CNCing, maybe go over to the Inventables forum, where the other users who might be interested in this project would be coming from. Okay, so what we're looking at now is a future sort of idea. Voronoi diagrams are ways of breaking apart an image, and this guy Martin Held has done some research about toolpathing pockets with the CNC based on Voronoi shapes. It's a really cool idea, and I'm not sure about how to go about implementing this in Touchdesigner, but this picture on the left here shows that toolpathing method, which would be really cool for doing 2D pockets of various shapes. And there's some on GitHub. A.E. Wallen, who's been working on an open Voronoi project, which is C++ with Python bindings. So it may be a pretty cool place to start getting this. This is actually a CNC toolpath geometry project. So it may be right in line with what we're doing here with the Python and the Voronoi and the CNC. And it's I think based on some of Martin Held's work. So with that in mind, I encourage any of you guys who are savvy with Python, with CNC geometry, with toolpathing, with Touchdesigner, and are interested, any of those things or multiple of those things, go check out some of these references. This is the website cosy.sbg.ac.at, and then find Martin Held's part of the website. And there's lots of pictures to describe high-speed machining toolpaths, which would be really excellent to implement into TouchCutter and make it like a professional sort of thing. And then the next thing is the bottom end geometry of your tool is also going to affect the ending result. And this will make TouchCutter fairly more complicated if we implement this, but I think it would be pretty cool to implement tool-based geometry cutter into your bit roster and have that affect the geometry as you change your bits right on the spot. So that's something to think about in the future. Yeah. So go check out Martin Held. Go check out Anders Wallen, and maybe we can work with these guys or these guys' concepts into getting Open Voronoi or something similar into TouchCutter. Cool. And what else was I thinking about? Oh yeah, and then just for the Touchdesigner people, it'd be really cool to save a text file as a .nc file, because some milling programs don't accept text files. Turns out this is actually the text file. Universal G-Code Sender does accept it, but Easel doesn't, and some other ones don't. So it'd be cool to be able to save the text file, or any DAT for that matter, as a custom file type, anything. So I'm thinking a .nc would be very helpful. If it can't do custom, if you guys want to hard code them, .nc would be very helpful. And so here's one of Martin Held's papers on high-speed pocketing and machining. I suggest anyone who knows about Voronoi diagrams, is good with geometry, is good with Touchdesigner operators. This would be really awesome if we could code this into TouchCutter. Probably would go in SOP somewhere. And what else to talk about? It'd be cool to see Gerbil. Gerbil's controlled by serial, and so Touch in the DAT section does have a serial connection. So, I mean, I haven't thought of, or really would know exactly where to start learning about how to interface Gerbil with Touchdesigner. But I believe it to be possible, and I think that Touchdesigner could be an entire cam milling suite where you could build the part, send the part, view the part being milled. It'd be cool to have some other things like how long each operation is going to take, and like have a time-elapse bar or whatever. Even some direct feedback to Touchdesigner, so you could send commands to your Gerbil controller. It's totally possible. I mean, it's just software based any other way, and it's done through serial ports. So I think this would be probably pretty easy to set up different commands you could send through. And once we got that far, then we can start looking at making a GUI and stuff like that. But the different tool paths, like pocketing or one type of raster milling versus just another, or there's all sorts of different ways of 3D carving too, and I think a lot of them will be based on SOPs and not TOPs. And in fact, I've got a few networks that just carve based on the SOP. So with that in mind, let's not build UIs, but let's build components to further the functionality of what you can cut, what different types of tool paths, geometry of bits, geometry of tool paths. Improving my adaptive feeding component, because I know it's not perfect. It works, but it requires attention and is subject to change as you change the inputting files geometry too. So there's a lot of things to think about, but I hope that there's some interested people out there that want to work on this project and have a high quality cam milling suite at your fingertips without the big bucks.